welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be unpacking attraction marketing and outreach content so that you can create content that's going to bring thousands of new people to your social media, grow your following, and ultimately drive traffic so that you can create sales within your business. So, something that everyone seems to fail to understand is the power of organic outreach. And I see a lot of people in the business space peddling stories about needing to use ads and ads being the only way to reach people effectively, and that is simply not the case. Within the first month that I was on TikTok, I grew from 0 to 100,000 followers. It's literally just spiraled since there and continued to. So with social media, what you're able to do with these outreach platforms like TikTok, Pinterest, you're able to reach thousands of new people organically, completely for free. That way you're not having to cut into your profit margins by at least 30% by running ads. The thing is that just because you have traffic doesn't mean that you are necessarily going to know how to sell to those people. If you're running ads and you don't know how to drive those conversions, you are going to be wasting so much money. So organic marketing is really the best way to go because it's the only way that isn't a gamble. Now, one mistake that a lot of people make with social media is trying to use Instagram as an outreach platform. Now, you do have some outreach capabilities in terms of searchability and reels, but the primary outreach platforms are going to be TikTok and Pinterest, and they're going to give you so much reach and the ability to reach millions of people literally overnight. So Instagram should be used to build relationships and create nurturing content, which we're going to talk about in another video. But the key thing that you need to understand when it comes to these outreach platforms is the psychology of attraction marketing. So there's a few basic things that you can leverage in your marketing to really make sure that you're infusing that sales psychology. The first one is leveraging the feel-good factor in sales psychology, which is essentially where you create an aha moment for the audience, and that immediately triggers a dopamine release in their brain. It builds trust and it gets them to want to binge the rest of your content. So you do that by creating what I call a diagnosis for your audience. So you're connecting with their symptoms and their current reality in the video, and then you're highlighting what it is that the actual root problem is and providing essentially a shift in their understanding so that they know what the root cause is and what the real problem is. This is called problem awareness. So when you're able to do that and provide that aha moment for people, it's going to bring them to beyond just that piece of content that they find. It's going to bring them to your platform and get them to want to consume the rest of your content. The second is called the norm of reciprocity. So this is essentially where if you give people something, they feel a sense of loyalty to you and want to come back. So if you provide value in your content, not necessarily in an educational way, but in a way that is going to shift their perspective or showcase how you're different and really highlight for them what the gap is in their understanding that's keeping them stuck where they are, people are going to feel a sense of loyalty to your brand because you were able to provide answers to them that nobody else was. Now, when it comes to optimizing your profile to actually gather that traffic, there's a few things that you need to take into consideration. So when people are watching your content, if you want them to stick around after they come to your profile, it really needs to be optimized effectively so that they have a very clear understanding of what your brand is and what they're going to get out of it. It's not enough to just put a bunch of keywords in your display name and create some weird little mission statement as your bio. It's important for your mission statement to clearly talk about who you serve, what you do, and you need to have some sort of an authority statement in your bio that helps to give people some context as to why they should even listen to you. So this can be anything from client results, personal transformation, the amount of clients you've served, revenue created. There can be so many things, degrees, certifications, etc. But you need to give some sort of context as to why you are a reputable source of information. Then, like I mentioned with your display name, you don't want to just cram a bunch of keywords into your display name. You want to curate something that's actually going to describe exactly what it is that you do for your audience. And with playlist features and things like that on your profile, you need to make it really easily navigatable, easy for people to binge, and make sure that you're giving them the key pieces of information that they need to either decide to explore more, make a purchase decision, and to really get a good understanding of your brand, what you stand for, and ultimately what results you can provide for them. The next thing to consider is optimizing for client journey. So, depending on where you want people to go from these outreach platforms, you need to be strategic with how you're driving that traffic to the different accounts that you might have or different places that you want to drive traffic. So, for example, if you're wanting to drive traffic from TikTok to Instagram, there needs to be a reason, something that's enticing that's going to bring people over to Instagram from TikTok. You can't just expect people to go there. Now, if you're creating highly bingeable content, you are going to have a higher conversion rate over to your Instagram, but it's important that you give them some sort of tangible reason to want to go over there. Same thing with going from like Pinterest to your website. It's really important that there is a reason, that there's something of value that they're going to get. Again, playing into that norm of reciprocity, if you give, you are going to get more in return. The next thing to know is that you need to create content that speaks to the different types of buyers. There's 4 different buyer types. I have a full video unpacking this for you guys, but essentially you need to create content that's framed in a way that's going to be activating based off of the different buyers and what's important to them when they go to make a purchase decision. And this can also inform what's going to be important to them and enticing to them just in your content that's going to make them want to keep watching. So there's 4 buyers, like I said. There's analytical, driver, expressive, and amiable, and these all correlate directly to the 4 different personality types. And essentially what you're able to do is create content that is going to trigger the reaction that you're looking for based off of those specific buyers and their psyche and an understanding of such. The final thing that you need to understand is that if you want to create a ton of content that's going to bring thousands of new people and eyeballs to your account, the best way to go viral and create visibility is by triggering some sort of an emotional response. This is where that role of like response conditioning and also understanding how to create polarization with your content in a really positive way is going to be super important for getting people to latch on, have an emotional response, want to engage, share, save, and comment on your videos. If you can get people to comment and your content resonates emotionally, that is what is ultimately going to drive the most visibility, because when people have a response like that, they engage with your content, they watch the whole thing, it's going to get pushed out to more and more people, hence creating a chance for virality with your content. So hopefully this was really helpful for you in understanding the strategy behind creating attraction content and leveraging different outreach platforms for your business. If this was helpful, be sure to subscribe to the channel, leave any questions that you might have down below, and of course, never hesitate to reach out on Instagram. My DMs are always open and I'm happy to chat with you about this or anything else. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.